not doing it.
If you find that this happened, and if you suspend him for the next game, to me that feels vindictive. It does.
Well,
to
can
me.
you suspend them for game one if they win of the series of the playoffs?
I think
you wait till next year.
I think it's gone. I think you missed it. I think you missed it. Let's move to the Western Conference play-in, where Denny Avdia, let me get that right, scored 41 points, including the winning basket to lead Portland past Phoenix and into the playoffs in the 7th spot. Avdia also had 12 assists and 7 rebounds. This is the same Denny Avdia that the Wizards traded for a bowl of porridge a couple of years ago. Wilbon, this one was way past my bedtime.
Yes.
So what did the Blazers show you, and what does it say about your sons?
Well, it wasn't past my bedtime, because you got about 1,000 text messages from me this morning. And he's good enough to go by one name now after last night, 41 points, game winner. It's just Denny. I'm not going to get into Avdia, even though I'm finally pronouncing it correctly. The Bulls could have drafted him, but decided to take Patrick Williams. That's even stupider. No, maybe not. Then the Wizards getting rid of a young star in the making. And this kid went out there, and it was on him. And he made every play. And the Suns are not a bad team. The Suns are going to win the next game and get in as the 8th seed and have to go against OKC, but that's all right. This was a terrific game. Portland, look, you mentioned this yesterday. I'll give you credit. They came back from something that could have scarred
I'm going to go to that.
their whole season.
I'm going to go to that.
Chauncey Billups.
I'm going to go to that.
And losing their coach and a guy who's a presence. And, I know and like Chauncey. We went over all this at the time. But they responded. They finished better than 500. They have a star. No, they can't get more than a game, I don't think, off of San Antonio.
It smells like a sweep.
I tell you what.
It does. It smells like a sweep.
This kid's worth watching.
Yeah. So are you saying that the Wizards trading him, it's because they couldn't use somebody who could get 41, 12, and 7 on the road in a play-in game? They couldn't use him to break the streak at the end of the season where they lost 26 of the last 27. They traded him because he might want to win, and they don't want to win. Yeah. So let me step back for a second. We are talking about two teams that could make the playoffs. Portland is in, Charlotte could be in, that haven't been in the real playoffs in a long time. 10 years for Charlotte and 5 years for Portland. We are talking about coaches here that nobody knows. Yeah. Tiago Splitter.
You knew he was a player.
Tiago Splitter walks into a situation because the coach, Chauncey Billups, was removed because he was accused of being part of a mob-run betting scheme, and he is awaiting trial. Tiago Splitter finishes 42 and 39, their best record in 5 years.
Amazing.
Charles Lee is in his 2nd year at Charlotte. I don't know anything about Charles Lee. He won 19 games last year. He won 44 games this year. If he walked in here right now with a T-shirt that said, "I am Charles Lee," I wouldn't know. But these guys deserve a tremendous...
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. The Philadelphia 76ers are moving on. They beat the Orlando Magic 109-97 in the play-in tournament, and they have booked their ticket to Boston to face the Celtics in the first round. Tyrese Maxey was incredible. 31 points. Clutch buckets. He did exactly what you expect from a star when his team needs him most. But here is the thing. The Sixers are playing without Joel Embiid. He had an emergency appendectomy just a week ago. He is not coming back anytime soon. And somehow, they still looked like a real basketball team. Andre Drummond was a monster. 14 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks, 3 steals. He was everywhere. And the ESPN post-game crew had a fascinating conversation about how Tyrese Maxey compares to some of the best young guards in the league. Let me show you what they said. Roll the clip. Did you catch that? Let me break this down because there is so much here. First, the crew talked about how Tyrese Maxey uses his speed and craftiness to get by defenders. And then one of the analysts said something that really stuck with me. He compared Maxey to VJ Edgecombe. He said, "You wonder defensively how Tyrese Maxey would do because he's not the 6 feet 6 inches guard like VJ Edgecombe, but it doesn't matter when you have that kind of speed and craftiness." And that is the key. VJ Edgecombe is a 6 feet 6 inches guard. He is big. He is long. He is the prototype for what you want in a modern two-way player. Tyrese Maxey is 6 feet 2 inches. He is small. But he is so fast, so quick, so shifty, that size does not matter. He gets to his spots. He uses his floater. He gets into the paint before the defense can react. And the analyst pointed out that Maxey is top 5 in the league in stocks, steals and blocks combined. That is incredible for a guy his size. His speed allows him to chase down players from behind, shoot passing lanes, and get deflections that most guards cannot even dream of. He is not just an offensive weapon. He is a legitimate two-way player. Now, let's talk about Andre Drummond. The crew was joking about him being a stretch 5. He hit a three-pointer. He was making passes. He was playing with confidence. And one of the analysts said, no one's going to confuse him for Karl Anthony Towns or Nikola Jokic, but he did add it to his arsenal. And that is huge for the Sixers. Because when Drummond is on the floor, the defense has to respect him. They cannot just sag off and pack the paint. That opens up driving lanes for Maxey and Paul George. And speaking of Paul George, the crew pointed out that he was a little shaky at times, but he did enough. He hit big shots. He played defense. He is a veteran who has been here before. And when you combine that with Drummond's physicality and Maxey's speed, the Sixers have a real chance to make some noise. But let's be real. They are facing the Boston Celtics. The same Celtics who just got Jason Tatum back. The same Celtics who have Jaylen Brown playing at an All-NBA level. The same Celtics who have championship experience. The Sixers are massive underdogs. And without Joel Embiid, it is hard to see them winning more than one game, maybe two. But here is what gives me hope. The Sixers have fight. They have speed. They have a point guard who can take over a game. And they have a coach in Nick Nurse who knows how to scheme against elite teams. If Maxey gets hot, if Paul George plays like he did in his prime, if Drummond dominates the glass, maybe, and I say maybe, they can push the Celtics to 6 games. The crew also talked about how the Sixers attacked in transition. They rarely walked the ball up the court. Every time the Magic missed a shot, Philly pushed the pace. That is how you beat a bigger, longer team. You do not let them set up their defense. You make them run. You make them think. And the Sixers did that all night long. I also want to give credit to the Sixers defense. They held Paolo Banchero to 7 for 22 shooting. They made him work for every bucket. They collapsed the paint. They contested every shot. And Banchero, for all his talent, still settles for too many jumpers. He does not assert himself enough. Robin Lopez said it perfectly in another segment, Banchero needs to get down there, get dirty, and get easy baskets. Until he does that, he is not going to be the superstar everyone expects him to be. So, where does that leave us? The Sixers are moving on. They are going to Boston. And they are going to fight. They are not going to roll over. They have Tyrese Maxey. And as the crew said, Tyrese Maxey to VJ Edgecombe is a problem, not because Maxey is bigger, but because he is faster, craftier, and tougher than almost anyone guarding him. I want to know what you think. Can the Sixers steal a game or two from the Celtics? Or is this going to be a quick sweep? And is Tyrese Maxey better than VJ Edgecombe right now? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And subscribe if you want to stay locked in. We are building something real here. See you next time. Peace.